Please put your hands together for Brad Ellis.
Guys. Or not, whatever. I know you guys saw me walking out. You're like, it's Ricky Gervais is here. And I'm like, no, I'm not Ricky Gervais. I'm going to be a stunt double, though, so we'll see what happens. Some of you are now seeing it. You're like, yep, we get it. He has all his teeth, though, so we're good. A lot of comedians have been up here talking about a lot of different things. I'm talking about happy stuff only because I want you to leave this room in a good mood. So with that said, my ex is a whore. You got anybody have one of those? Anybody? Same one? Probably. Right. She's a pretty big whore. Literally and figuratively. I call her Hippopotami. All right, like that's just. I made her a T-shirt. I just got to deliver it. Christmas is right around the corner. We'll see. And if you feel bad for me calling her that name, don't. She cheated on me 5 times, and the last one was a snow cone man. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a snow cone man, but there are no hot snow cone mans, right? Like there's not one, right? No lady has ever stopped and went, damn, look at the snow cone man. Like it's never happened. No, and this guy is no different. I remember the first time I picked up my kids, and this guy came out. Like, I didn't want to meet him. I did that. I was like, come on, guys, let's go. Like, hurry up. And he comes out, and he's like, have a great weekend with your dad, guys. And I'm like, gay? What was that? Like, it threw me off. Because he's a big guy, which is fine. Be a big dude. At least talk like a man. Like, that's all I ask. And this guy didn't, right? And my son is 17. He totally gets it because I went to pick him up one time because we were going to have, like, a man day. Like, we're going to do man stuff, which basically means we played Call of Duty and ordered pizza. Like, that's it. So I was like, hey, buddy, come on, let's go. And he's like, we can't leave yet, Dad. And I'm like, why? He's like, because my mom and stepmom aren't back yet. Right? It's a pretty smart joke for a 17-year-old, right? Apparently too smart for a few of you because you're still looking at me like, what? Yeah, because I was like, that's a really funny joke. Like, and they pulled up, like, as I'm laughing in the grass because it's hilarious. And they're like, what's so funny? I'm like, if you only knew, right? And so I got in the car and I'm like, dude, I was like, what made you come up with that joke? And he goes, easy, Dad. He's got bigger boobs than most girls I know. And I was like, that's true. It's true. I can't fault him. He's a funny kid, man. He is. He's really quick-witted, which like I told him one time, I was like, hey, man, you get, write some stuff and I'll take you on the road. And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll let you open for me. I'm like, damn it. And I went on the road for a long time last year, and I got back, and I was like, hey, buddy, what's up? And he's like, nothing. How's it going? I was like, oh, I just went to the dentist. He goes, how'd it go? And I was like, well, duh, my mouth hurts. And he goes, well, you should have found a better way to pay for it. Welcome to my world, right? I probably will be opening for him someday, which is fine. As long as he gets, a house and a car and moves out of mine. So we're good. But no, back to my whore ex. She, we do get along now. We talk in almost full sentences, which is nice, right? Like, she'll call me, she's like, hey, Brad, what time are you picking up the kids? I'm like, 5, because I'm trying, right? And she's like, by the way, I saw your little YouTube video. I was like, shit. Right? Because I know how I start my set. You guys were here. You remember that? It's been a little bit, and there's liquor over here. So, but no, she's like, I don't like the fact you call me a whore. I was like, chill out. All right? I earned the title U.S. Marine. You earned that one. I'm not sure which had more work and sweating involved. Like, I'm not. Yeah, bad visual, right? Yeah. And she goes, by the way, Brad, he's not a snow cone man. I go, bullshit, I bought one. Right? I was like, I feel like I had to. Like, that man to assert dominance. Like, hey, make me a snow cone. Family discount, right? Tiger's blood. And some of you just went, that's the best flavor ever, right? But he charged me full price, asshole. Anyways, and she's like, you didn't let me finish. He's not a snow cone man anymore. I was like, oh, so he went and got himself a real job? And she goes, yes. I go, what's he do now? She goes, he makes funnel cakes. I'm like, that's not better. That's not an upgrade. I was like, you're still banging a carny. Like, that's... It's gross. Yeah. No, I went to child support court. Who's been there? Anybody? Child support court? I'm not the only one. Come on. Like, there's another guy in here. It's like, shut up, dude. I have $6. I got a soda, right? Here's the thing. I'm a great dad every other weekend, and I take care of my kids. I have them all the time. Here's the thing. She took me back to court because now I'm an entertainer. Clearly, she has no idea how comedy works, right? It's like, because here's what happened. I'll just tell you because it'll make sense. Like, I went in front of the judge, and I'm like, Your Honor, look, both my kids are fine. They both have iPads, and they can't hear what we're saying right now because they're both wearing Dre Beats headphones. Studio edition. They're doing okay. My ex-wife stood up in court and goes, Your Honor, it's not the newest iPad. I was like, Your Honor, I'd like to introduce Exhibit A. Bitch. Exhibit A told the judge every time I do a show, I make $10,000. I don't think we're going to make it tonight. I don't think you guys paid, $1,000 to get in here tonight. Considering if we each got paid, that would be, how many comedians do we have? That'd be 7, so that's 70,000. It's not going to happen. It's not. So no, I don't make $10,000 a show. I know you guys are shocked, right? It's shocking. Most of the time I get paid in chicken fingers. That's just how comedy works. And apparently, you can't pay child support in chicken fingers. I tried. I was like, Your Honor, maybe her new husband can sell them. They go great with funnel cakes, right? And don't sit there and act like that doesn't sound delicious. I'm gonna open a chicken and waffle front. This is gonna be awesome. No, I was court ordered to get a job. Court ordered, because the judge didn't think comedy is real, and I can't really argue when I get paid in chicken fingers, right? So he gave me a form, and I had to apply for jobs. I had to put where I applied and who I talked to and the status. So I applied for every single job I knew I would never get, right? So I can come here tonight and tell dick jokes for chicken fingers. You're welcome. Because I took the form in a month later, and I'm watching the judge reading it, and he's just like, huh. All right. Entry number 1 says you applied to be a doctor. You didn't even finish college. And I was like, I know, but they make a shit ton of money. Because of Exhibit A, I'm clearly going to need it, right? I guess. Entry number 2 says you applied to be a snow cone man. I was like, heard there was an opening. Growth potential, ability to move up. And I put the last one on there thinking that he would, like, okay, this kid's funny. Like, maybe I should let him go be a comedian. No, it's not what happened, right? Because he's looking at it, and his face just turns red, much like I do when I drink, because I'm Irish, and that's just what happens. My name's not Mick. And and so he's looking at it, he just looks at me, and he looks down, and he looks at me, and he's like, this one's cute. It says here you applied to be a district court judge. In my division. And you listed me as your reference. I was like, just figured I could do it better, asshole. Used to be a cop, which is awesome, right? Yeah, you're like clapping because you don't want a ticket. That's right. I love saying that because you guys, as a group, look like you all just pulled up next to a cop at a stoplight. That's the best part. Because you're like, yeah, that was fun. What? Shit. It's too much bass. Turn it down. It's too much. Don't look at him. But tell me when he's not looking. Now? You think you saw that? Who's done that? All of you, right? Here's the thing, just put it on, okay? Because if I ever saw somebody do that, I'd be like, okay, they just put their seatbelt on. I did my job. They're safe. If I saw somebody try to act like a ninja and just do some sneaky shit, I'd just pull up next to him, and I'd be like, hey, saw that. Right? And they'd always be like, oh, yeah, should I pull over? I'm like, yeah, pull over. And then I just drive off. It's so fun. Here's the thing, though. I did that at 39th and Main, right up here. Yeah, he was sitting. I was in the turn lane. He was in the middle lane, right? And I just said that, and then I turned left, and he's just sitting there. And I came back 2 hours later, and he's still sitting in his car. And I was like, he's just holding on a circle. I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing? You're blocking traffic. He's like, I don't know what to do. So I was like, you go turn yourself in. Now, don't worry, I'm not a cop anymore. Some of you still are kind of scared. Right? You're like, I got to go flush some stuff. I'll be back. Don't flush it. Don't flush it. Share it. I said I used to be a cop. You guys are like, I'm not falling for that one again. Now, I'm not a cop anymore. There are a few reasons why. One, the fun is on the other side of the law, correct? Because some of you are drinking and driving tonight. Right? Cheers. I'll drink alone, whatever. By the way, don't drink and drive. Have a sober driver. However, if you leave here tonight after a few drinks, I will give you a tip as a former police officer. Some of you may want to write this down. Turn on your headlights. Some of you just went, that's a good idea. Write it down. No, don't drink and drive. Just call Uber. All of you try and fit in one car. See how it works. Next reason I stopped being a cop, I am sick and tired of being the subject of every rap song. You guys remember Fuck the Police? Yeah. I love that song. Here's the thing. My patrol area was Westport and the Plaza in downtown, right? So I had a lot of patrol area, right? And so my favorite thing to do, like the Plaza's kind of like, it's a spot for the kind of uppity rich people, right, on Sundays. So what I would do is I'd get my police car and drive down the Plaza on a Sunday, roll down the windows, put Fuck the Police over the PA system, watch people get really confused. It's the best shit you ever see, because be like, yeah, fine, that's a cop car. That's messed up. Like, that's our shit, bro. Kidding. The last reason I had stopped being a cop is I met a Jewish girl, and she informed me that they're not allowed to have pork in their mouth, so I had to quit. That one's my favorite. I'll be here all week. The real reason I'm not a cop anymore is I was actually chasing a bad guy, and I was chasing a felon, and I got T-boned by another cop because those dicks can't drive. I got hit and I got cut out of the car. I've had 7 surgeries. I have 2 plates, 8 screws, 2 wires in my spine, 1 wire in my shoulder, another wire across my lower back. Those 4 wires connect to a battery, which is right here, which I'm pretty sure makes me a RoboCop. Except I can't do anything awesome, right? I might rust when it rains. I'm not sure yet. The only thing awesome I can do with this much metal on my body is I get awesome Wi-Fi signals, right? I never lose LTE, ever. Like, I live like an hour from here, and I'm still on my home Wi-Fi. Beat that. I know, I do miss being a cop. Not in today's world. I'd much rather do this. My mom's happy, right? She's like, yeah, he's safe, kind of. Because a bad night as a cop can end badly. A bad night as a comic, people are like, you weren't funny. Cool, I'm going to go home and play Call of Duty. But I do miss some of the calls, so I'm going to share a couple of those with you, and I'm going to get out of here. One, I got a call about a car in a park at nighttime, and there's only a few things you do in a car in a park at nighttime. Sex, drugs, hopefully both. So normally we would get behind the car, turn on the bright lights, which you guys love so much. Payback, right? I told my partner, I was like, don't turn the lights on. He's like, why? I was like, we're sneaking up. And he goes, why? I was like, because maybe we can see boobs. So we sneak up to the car, right? And she's on top of them. They're making out. They're going at it. It's hot and heavy, right? I knock on the window. Mood killer, right? I get him out of the car, and I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, my name is Chris. This is my car. It all checked out. Talk to the girl. She's like, my name is Sarah. No record. Everybody has a record. Everybody, okay? Unless you're a newborn, which is close, right? So, right, so I finally, I do some interrogation. I break her down, and finally she goes, fine, officer. My name's not Sarah. It's Greg. I was like, oh, shit. My partner's like, what's up? And I was like, nothing, dude. This call just got awesome. I was like, how'd you meet your date, Chris? And he goes, Tinder. I was like, I thought so. I go, it's going well. He goes, yeah. It's going real well. I was like, and he's like, what? And I was like, you sure you know her name? He goes, yeah, man, it's Sarah. I was like, nope. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, Sarah, what's your real name? She goes, it's Greg. He goes, what? And you could just see dinner start to rise. And he threw up all over the hood of my police car. I was like, I don't care. I'll wash it. And he's on all fours in a pool of his own vomit. He just looks up and he goes, man, are you taking me to jail? I was like, no, you're good. I was like, there's nothing Jill can do to you that hasn't been done already. All right, one more quick story and I'm out of here. Can we come together as a group of people and agree to hate the white thug? Have you guys been to Independence Center? You know what I'm talking about? Talking about the white guy that thinks he's a black guy, will never be as cool as a black guy, so they're just annoying. Still wear he's like 95 pounds, still wears a 5X t-shirt. Flat rim hat to the side. Walks around like he owns Walmart just because his mom's a cashier. Right? Are we all clear? Right. Here's why I hate that. I got called to Westport on the corner right by Kelly's. Kid was like, hey, man, I need a report. I was like, okay, what's wrong? He goes, man, I was assaulted. I'm like, you probably deserved it. I go, you sure you want to report? And he goes, yeah. I was like, don't do that. I go, what's your name, man? He goes, J-Rod. And I'm like, no, it's not. I go, spell it. He goes, yeah. It's J-A-O-E-D. And I was like, that's Jared. He goes, Dodo's J-Rod. I'm like, your mom named you Jared. I was like, you sound tough, though. Yeah. He's like, yeah, man, I'm tough. I was like, you run the streets? He's like, I own these streets. I was like, you live in the ghetto, bro? He's like, yeah, run that ghetto. I was like, what's your address? Where do you live? He's like, Overland Park. I'm like, bitch, go home. Hey, guys, I'm Red Ellis. Have a good night.